Think about this the next time you have an argument. The person just usually what they're doing is they're stating over and over and over again what they don't want you to do.
But they never explain what they do want.
They never explain what they do want.
Oh my
So
goodness.
when you do that, it becomes really, really clear, like to the other, it becomes more clear to the other person. And usually, I'll never say that resolves conflict, but that softens the conversation quite a bit because the other person's like, oh, okay, well, I may or may not like it. I may or may not agree to it. But at least I know exactly where they stand.
Yeah.
There's no more guessing. Ethan, what's going on, man?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing great because I know today's topic.
Oh, goody.
Right. I don't understand what that might have been like one of the weirdest, creepiest things I think I've ever heard you say.
Get used to it.
Like, oh, goody. It sounds like something out of a horror movie, like with like that's something you hear the murderer say before they jump.
Goody.
God bless. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of which, the kind of man the world needs.
Goody.
And how to become him. That's what we're talking about today. But we talked about the entire month of August was on this topic. That what men need to be taught. That we don't learn in high school, and quite frankly, a lot of us don't learn because we aren't taught it growing up, or we don't have a dad around. So yeah, there's some of these things I'm sure I've taught you, and some of these things I've totally missed the mark. So we'll go over some of them today. But hey, quick shout out to our show sponsor, which is First Form. I've had a few people ask me about. They're like, dude, what do you drink in the morning? Like, what's the first thing you drink in the morning?
Your strawberry lemonade.
I know
that I'm gonna steal.
I actually think that I'm gonna contact the Furcellas over there. I'm gonna contact Sal, and I'm gonna be like, hey man, I want you to mix an electrolyte stick that is half strawberry and half lemonade, and that's just the new flavor. But we're gonna call it Larry's Lemonade.
Larry's
Strawberry Lemonade.
Nice.
No, I've had a few people ask me about that, but which is so I do two electrolyte sticks. One is a strawberry and one is a lemonade, and I love that those two flavors combined because it's a strawberry lemonade. It's like like it totally curbs the sweet tooth in the morning. It hydrates me, which is great, and then I put my scoop of creatine in there. So that is my beverage, and I usually shake that up with anywhere from 22 ounces to 28 ounces, depending on the blender bottle that I'm using that morning. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but it doesn't really matter. I mix the same thing up all the way.
Nice.
So, yeah, and that's it. So we'll have a link for those in the show notes for you guys. All you have to do is go to thedadedge.com/1358 for this show. Again, thedadedge.com/1358 for this show. And today we're talking about the kind of man the world needs and how to become him. I want to talk first about what you see in society is what men maybe shouldn't be. And then I want to comment on that as well.
So many things that, like, in this generation, like, just with everything going on, and like like there's a lot of bad stuff out there, especially on the internet. Like, I'm seeing like this actually just came to mind.
Oh boy.
So I was scrolling on social media, just going through whatever it is, and sometimes I get like relationship stuff on my social media algorithm. It's a lot of different stuff. It's like dating tips, date ideas, cars, mechanics, all kinds of different stuff. Scripture.
Those are three very different categories.
Oh, they're very different, but it's just something my algorithm feeds me with some just on a random day. Like, most of the time it can be very blue collar stuff. Most of the time it can be very like couples stuff. Other times it's a lot of scripture. Like, it's a hit or miss, and whatever it is. Like, today was a lot of it was actually a combination with like a lot of blue collar and dating ideas, and just a little bit of scripture actually. Same as all the
Maybe
above.
your algorithm knows what you like on a Monday or something like that.
Maybe. I don't know. It's always different. It always is different. But anyways, I came across, since most of my stuff is relationship stuff, I came across a video that it was a woman who posted surveillance footage of her boyfriend beating her.
Are you serious? Like,
Yes,
was this for real?
this is for real. I'd have to.
Wow.
I think I don't know where the video is. I think it's in my social media. Like sometimes you can find your history, like the likes you have, or your saved videos you bookmark or whatever. I mean, it's in there somewhere. I don't know if we should link that or not, but I found it, and but I made myself watch it. Usually I'd be like, no, I don't really want to see that. That's something I don't really need to see. I made myself watch it for a good reason. I'm going to be a firefighter. That's a tough, that's a tough job. A lot of PTSD, a lot of crazy things you see, a lot of some stuff can you can. I mean, I'm sure like sometimes guys will come home and lose their patience after seeing something very crazy.
Of course. Yeah.
After a hard day, like they wake up 4 a.m. There's a big fire in their apartment. A couple hours later, they're literally saving someone from dying on the side of the road. And they come home and it's just chaotic and they lose their patience, which is fair. Like that's hard stuff. Like I'm just working on my patience now, and man, do some people have some good patience out there. Um, but some, but I don't think that's it. It sounds valid, but I don't think that's what people should normalize ever. And you
Yeah,
use sunglasses on.
I do. Do you find what do you notice about people that have patience then? So like when your patience is tested, are there people that come to mind and even certain situations where you're like, wow, like I know so and so and they went through something similar or they did and I saw them respond much different.
Yeah, like I see a lot of people find coping mechanisms with like crazy, like just things that are testing like, their patience. Speaking of testing patience, well, I have a story for you from what happened at work today, but we'll get to that in a minute. Um, but a lot of people they'll go work out, they'll go for a walk, they'll go clear their mind and just be like, okay, I need to just take like a quick second. But I do remember listening to one of your podcasts and you were saying like if you're in an argument with a significant other and you want to go just get away for like a second, you need to set like a set time to when they come back, you know?
Versus just jet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, what I was trying to say is I made myself watch that video because I'm just like, that looks awful. I don't want to go through that. I can never see myself hurting my girlfriend or my future wife, whoever that would be. Um, and I was like, I don't want to be like this. This is sad. This is scary. And I would never want my kids to see me like this whenever I eventually have kids. And I even told Megan about it. I was like, I don't care how much I lose my patience. You will never, ever see me like that. And this guy was so brutal. Like, he was putting her in headlocks. He was punching her in the face, slapping her, grabbing her by the neck, and throwing her on the floor. It was brutal. Like, just
That's
thinking about it now, I'm just like, oh my gosh.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the world definitely needs a lot less of that
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of guys out there that even given a tough job like that, you know, you have to learn emotional regulation skills.
Yeah.
You know, maybe what we can do is I have a good idea for this segment.
Oh, yeah.
And that is you identify some of the things that you think where maybe men get this one wrong. And it could be whatever it is you want.
Okay.
And then maybe what I can do is I can share some insight on what we've learned and what we teach
Okay.
and that edge that helps guys overcome that issue. So,
Okay.
um, what comes to mind for you?
Just with um, like what men should be like.
No, more like the areas where you think like guys get it wrong. you know? So like, can I give you an example?
Yeah.
I think where a lot of guys get this one wrong, and I don't think it's anything that they do purposely. And I don't even think so. I really want to, even before I state this, the I want to meet dudes where they're at with this one because it's a big one.
Okay.
So, like for instance, I think what the world needs right now is for good, godly men who are spiritual, who aren't afraid to pray with their family and to talk about God and to go to church and to read the Bible together and all these different things, being that spiritual leader in your home. Now, the where I want to let men off the hook a little bit is maybe you don't know how to do this, or
Oh
maybe
yeah.
most likely you don't, or even if you knew a little bit of it, you might be so overwhelmed and feel so unworthy to do something like that that you're like, oh my gosh, like where do I even start with something like that? That just seems
That's
that
just the enemy being like, don't do it.
right, but they they don't know that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But just things like that where maybe you can identify like, hey, I think where a guy misses the mark is when he's not spiritually leading his family. So like that could be
That's a
one
perfect
example.
example. Actually, I was going to mention that. Um, that that is I definitely think that more men should lead their families like with God by their side, no matter what. Like ever since I started becoming closer to God, I literally like feel like we're a lot closer now. Like I literally pray nearly every day before work, during work, and after work and before bed. And I'm just like thanking him like, man, today was hard, but you know what? I got through it because of you. And I have you to thank for that, God. So that's kind of what I do most of the time. But yeah, I think I don't know though. I can't really think of other things off the top of my head of what the most guys get wrong. I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah, or where guys could, maybe even your generation where they could miss the mark. Like so for instance, do you think like maybe too many and let's put more of the onus just let's just talk about the guys right now.
Okay.
But guys who are so involved in their technology or their phones that they miss out on actual physical connection with their family.
Hmm.
So things like that.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a good one too. Like I do remember when you guys were never really like always on screens, but I do know that you would always be busy with like work stuff. And actually, I do remember this. We were going on a walk one time. It was me and you. This is in our other house, 611.
611.
611.
I always know.
Our second house that we've lived in our lives. Um, we were going for, you said, do you want to go for a walk? I was like, yeah, sure. And we talked. We went for a walk. We were like 10 minutes in the walk, and someone from your work called you. For the next 45 minutes, you were on that phone call, and I was just standing there, walking by beside you, like, when is this call gonna be over?
Are you serious?
Yep,
I don't remember that.
I do.
Dang, man.
I don't know
What a
exactly, but it felt like a long time. But
yeah.
kid me, like everything felt like for a long time, but it definitely felt not close to an hour, or like not even an hour, but it did feel long. Like I'm just like standing there walking beside you. I'm just like, when is this call gonna be over? I'm trying to talk to him and trying to have a connection, but obviously, me as a kid, I'd be like, when is he gonna be off the phone? I wanna talk. Like that. That's kind of how it was. I
Yeah.
was trying to
So
make that
that's
connection, but you were busy, so I was like, what am I gonna do now?
I think that's a perfect example because that's a direct impact example, of where I got it wrong and what that felt like. Most importantly, what that felt like, directly from you,
Mhm.
which that I feel great now. And you know what? But that does really suck. It's like even still to this day, like I know exactly what it feels like to to be sitting across from the table and you know whatever's on that text message screen is more important, and you're like,
Yeah.
and that doesn't feel good, you know.
No, because
Um,
sometimes like you've always created that environment for me and Mason and everyone here in the house, like that we want to. Like you seem so interested in everything, so we are excited to tell you everything. I think it was I don't know which podcast it was, but I listen to your podcast all the time during work, and I think it was like how you were talking about how you ask questions differently, and you're like, man, I can't even get them to shut up now. That's kind of what you were saying, and you're like, that's such an amazing thing though, because I love hearing about their days and everything, and
yeah,
and like you've created that environment for like a long time now, and like I was so excited to talk to you, and sometimes you'd be so busy with work, or like sometimes you'd have to pick up the phone whenever we're all hanging out. So
yeah, no, no, man. That's a good reminder of getting it wrong and how important it is, you know, knowing that I messed up with you. That I'm like, man, I really need to get that right with your younger brothers and then my grandkids.
yeah, not yet though. You've got a long way to go before that.
Okay, good. I would like to wait. I would like to wait a little bit longer. If that's okay.
But will your grandchildren will be here and no.
No,
Just kidding.
I think where let me run this one past you. I mean, we've talked about this one, but we talked a little bit earlier about emotional IQ. Which is basically emotional intelligence. So it's like basically you know how you feel, you understand why, and then you can basically explain it to somebody else.
Hmm.
That would be like higher emotional IQ, right? Then versus you like be like, hey, are you okay? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm fine. Well, you don't sound fine. Well, I am. Okay. Obviously not fine.
Oh, that's you.
Right.
Sorry, it's on my throat.
Yes, sometimes, yes, yes. Very
I
getting very guilty. Yeah.
I can
But
be like that too. Like sometimes, like I'll be pretty upset coming home from work and just like, all right? I'm like, I'm fine today. Work just sucked, and I go home and or go downstairs and take a shower. So
yeah, so I mean, I don't even know where I was going with that. But
emotional IQ.
oh, emotional IQ, yeah. It's like knowing why you feel the way you do,
Yeah.
right? And being able to explain it. And if you think about it, there's a lot of I wouldn't even say, even grown men are the culprits. It's adults. It's women too. I mean, they're a little bit better at it because they operate a little bit more emotionally
Mm-hmm.
than we do, and they're able. I think, and they 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 have an easier time. They have. I wouldn't say that I think they get more reps with emotional intelligence because when they're talking to their girlfriends, they're talking about emotional things.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of get the reps in there. But anyway, I think where we get it wrong in relationships is not understanding how to communicate.
Yes.
And but I kind of I tamper that in with emotional intelligence because I think in order for you to communicate, you first need to have emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you even like I think that makes you a better communicator, when you can speak very clearly what you're feeling and why, you
Yeah.
know, versus like how people fight. This one I think will kind of stop you in your tracks. Do you ever notice what's actually happening usually when people are fighting, when they're arguing about something?
I guess I see. Like, are you talking about just like couples and stuff?
Yeah.
Like when they're arguing?
Yeah. Like how it usually starts.
The blame game.
There it is right there. So it's like, I don't like it when you do X, right? It's
Yeah.
like, I don't,
Done that to
yeah,
other, not in relationships, but I've done that to people, like my friends, and like I do something wrong, and they're just like, "Why would you do that?" And like, well, that was that guy's idea, so I just followed through.
right. You were standing where I want to
I
stand.
stand where I want to stand.
But no, I mean, like, where was I going with that? Holy crap. I'm totally having a brain fart.
Emotional IQ,
Right.
communication.
Right. But being able to clearly, so okay, yeah, where people are actually when they're actually fighting, they're doing the blame game. I don't like it when you do this.
Yeah.
So think about this: what people are mostly fighting about when they don't know how to argue. Like I honestly think, like, you don't see me and mom argue very much, right?
No.
I think part of the reason, the
I mean,
biggest,
yes, you do. You guys
all
abuse.
the
I'm
time,
just kidding.
we yell at each other. Um, we don't throw like broken glass or anything at each other. It's just,
Yeah, you throw plastic cups at each
yeah,
other.
plastic cups that does damage.
I'm just kidding.
But I think when both people know how to communicate, I think if somewhat effectively and somewhat efficiently. I mean, I'm not going to say we're experts or anything like that. We've definitely have learned a thing or two of how to communicate, which I think if you know how to clearly communicate and you do it on a regular basis, you actually prevent a lot of fights from even happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's how important communication is. But even going in and arguing with somebody, you're basically like, I don't like it when you do that. And I don't like it when you do this, right? What you're actually doing is you're always stating and fighting for what you don't want. Like, think about that for a second. How many times have you been in an argument with someone and they said, Ethan, um, I don't like it. I don't like it when you yell at me. I would really prefer when you're upset with me if you would speak to me in just a more calm and gentle voice. Would you mind doing that? Would that be okay? Like, how
Yeah.
often does that happen?
I don't. I don't even know.
Never, really,
Yeah. No.
ever. People are always pointing out and saying what they don't want. I don't like it when you yell at me. I don't like it when you speak to me in a condescending voice. I don't like it when you roll your eyes. Like, so they're pointing out all of these things that they don't want. And here's the funny thing. When I put this all together for you, this is where you kind of take a red pill. So think of it this way. How we argue with our significant other, like just how we do it naturally, right? Not having conflict resolution skills. Inside our group, inside our mastermind, we teach conflict resolution skills. But without that, that's just as effective as you going to Starbucks and the woman's like, "Hey, Ethan, how are you? What can I get for you?" And you're like, "For the love of God, don't give me an almond milk latte. You gave me that the last time. I did not like it."
Like I go to Starbucks, but I get
Right.
it for
But you
you.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know. But like, so what would you say to that if you were the barista or the bartender person? I don't
Like
even
if
know.
I
I
was
get
like,
black,
if
so I don't
someone
know.
said that to me and I'm
Yeah.
working behind the counter, I guess I'd be like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'll make sure that doesn't happen. I'll get right to it though.
But wouldn't you be like, okay, so what do you want?
Yeah,
Right?
pretty
You
much.
would ask what you would want, right? Because that's so. But how people argue in relationships is they're actually think about this the next time you have an argument. The person just usually what they're doing is they're stating over and over and over again what they don't want you to do.
But they never explain what they do want.
They never explain what they do want.
Oh my
So
goodness.
when you do that, it becomes really, really clear, like to the other, it becomes more clear to the other person. And usually that's I'll never say that resolves conflict, but that softens the conversation quite a bit
Yeah.
because the other person is like, oh, okay, well, I may or may not like it. I may or may not agree to it, but at least I know exactly where they stand.
Yeah. It's
There's no more guessing.
you know now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like this is kind of a silly example, but it's just like
Yeah, that is silly.
no listen then. But this is kind of a silly similar example, but it's just it goes into the fact of the communication. It's whenever you go to talk to that one girl or someone that you really, really like, and then you just like they say no, and you're just like, oh, ouch, that freaking sucks. Out that's like a stab to the heart. But you know what? I know now, and now I don't have to worry about that. Like, because when people like ghost them, which I've been there before, it's painful. It's way more painful than them just being like, no, I'm sorry, but no. And it's just like, ouch. But at least I
But
know.
at least you know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just a silly example, but it's a communication thing.
Yeah. There's no more. No, you still haven't seen, we haven't watched Good Will Hunting yet.
No, we have.
We have to watch
Oh
that.
goodness!
My gosh.
I do remember we talked about that though.
What are we thinking? How have we not? What is wrong with
Ugh,
us?
we're a disgrace.
Bernie, go put Goodwill Hunting on DVD immediately.
Chop chop.
Do you ever think that if, like, real quick, like guys in the audience, like let me ask this question of you as well. So even though the audience can't interact with us, but I think they'll appreciate the question here. Do you ever? Okay, first of all, do you have a dog? Okay, if the answer is yes, keep going. Stay with me here. If the answer is no, if you're a cat person, then I got this won't work the same. So okay, you have a dog, right?
Yes.
Yes, you have a dog.
Yes, we do.
Have you, I do this all the time. Okay, next question. Have you ever given your dog a voice?
Yes. You do it.
I do. Okay, and then what does it sound like when he talks or she talks? So yeah, go ahead and give me, and if you've got other dog voices that we've had, like right now, he's like, "Why on earth can I not get into this door?"
My voice for him is like, "Oh, what are you doing there? Why can't I get in? Huh? What? Hello."
So you make him sound really dumb,
I make him sound
and
Canadian. Like he's like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing in there? Why can't I get in?"
that does
That
not
I
sound like
just
the
realized
Canadian
that kind of
person.
does for like just a little bit.
That does not.
It's just a little
No,
bit.
no,
Come
I
on.
know where you're going with that. I know it's
Oh,
like,
I don't know where I'm
my
going with that.
God, that might be the worst seven brew, strange brew,
Strange.
strange
What?
brew, strange brew, my man. I just aged myself big time. The McKenzie brothers, they did a movie. These Canadian guys who like
Canadian.
they have mental problems and they're from Saturday Night Live, like the original cast and crew, and
I was so joking about the Canadian stuff.
they did make a movie, and it was like the weirdest humor ever, but you couldn't help but find it funny. And they did. They were just like, take off, like that kind of thing. So I know where you were going, but I'll tell you
I was
the way you were
a goof.
the way you were saying it sounded not close to Canadian at all. But anyway,
I was messing around.
but anyway, we're going back to conflict resolution. So I really do think though, if more, and I wouldn't even, like I said, I wouldn't even pin this on guys alone. I think men and women both. I actually think your generation, like even if you could take that into your relationships now, like even just being really clear with like, hey, I don't like this, but I would prefer this, like that. It's one of those. It's like a very soft skill, but it gets you so far in a conversation.
I actually do that with Megan. I do like. I don't. I don't necessarily say I don't like it. I mostly just go, I'd prefer if you didn't do this. What I'd really like is if you did this.
See, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I wouldn't be like, I don't like it when you do that. I'm
See,
just like, I kind of make it like more professional.
more professional.
Can I give you an example?
No.
How about now?
Yeah, no, it's not.
So I wanted to have almost like a check-in with me and Megan.
Yeah, like
actually.
yeah, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
You guys are 19 years old and you're doing relationship check-ins.
Yeah, I wanted to check in because I remember listening to your podcast, Jeremy. How do you say his last name? Stolnecker.
Stolnecker, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Shout out to you.
There's a lot. There's quite a few Jeremys, but yeah.
Yeah. But I do remember. I just that's one of my favorite podcasts to listen from you now. But I don't necessarily like most of the time. Whenever I'm working, I can't really hear you like what all is being said because I'm hearing drill sounds and air being blown through tires and everything. But most of the time when I can hear it, I hear your
Wow,
voice.
you're working at a medieval torture chamber.
I am. I'm just kidding. It's an auto shop. But I was putting away like old tires. We have like this, we call it a tire cage. You put all the old tires that you don't use anymore in this cage in the back of the building, and a guy comes by every couple weeks and picks them all up and disposes them.
Is that like the tire heaven waiting room right there?
Pretty much. Where they disintegrate.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
But anyways, and I was listening. I was like, I really like this episode a lot. And I was listening, and Jeremy said relationships will change. It's natural. It's good that they change. They have to. If they don't, that's a little concerning.
It's a little weird.
It is a little weird. But I listened and I was like, that's very true.
So true.
Me and Megan, we are obviously not the same whenever it was last July. And it's a year ago we made it official, and it has not been the same. Not that that's a bad thing.
A year you made it official.
Yeah, like roughly a year.
Like you
Oh, actually,
officially
almost a year and 1 month, actually.
So officially you made it a year.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I didn't know if something became official after a year, though.
No, yeah. So we're definitely not the same since our first half of our relationship. But and we've been so busy. Like she's getting ready to go to school soon. We're recording this before school starts for everyone. Um, she's getting ready to go to school soon. I'm working a full-time job. She's got work she needs to do. She's trying to hang out with all of her friends before they leave. And I'm trying to hang out with all my friends before they leave for college. And I'm going to be stuck here while everyone else is leaving.
What do you mean stuck here?
I'm stuck here in this place.
Right.
I don't like it anymore.
This is a great place to live.
Yes, it is. Anyways, and I was just like, I talked to her. I was like, I would love to have a check-in just to see, like, if there's anything that we haven't done in a while that you want to do again. And we were just like, is it like when we asked each other, like, is there anything I do in the relationship that you miss that I used to do?
That's a great question.
And she really liked it whenever I would send her videos in the morning, just like a random video, like, hey, I hope you have a great day. I love you so much. I can't wait to hang out with you in this time, this day. I'm so excited. I just wanted to tell you that I love you and you have an amazing day. And then I send it. But I don't do those crazy often. I don't do them repetitively because then they just get boring. But she's like, you haven't done those in a while. Like, I really like those. If you would, like, obviously not all the time, but every now and then, I'm just like, yeah, sure. And she's like, also, when I get back to school, you kind of stop doing this after the second semester. But I really like to receive more letters from you. I really like when you write me handwritten letters and send me letters. I was like, that's actually, I would love to. And we don't feel pressured. Like, if we like say we want to do this again, she's not like, well, I don't want to say it and then make you feel like you have to do it. Like, no, I will willingly do it. Like, I used to do the letters all the time, and obviously I haven't been doing them recently. And then when she got back from school, there was really no point. I mean, sure, I wrote her like notes, but I wouldn't write her letters. So when school starts, I'm gonna write her more letters. And then she asked me the questions. I was like, is there anything in the relationship you don't like that I do? And I explained to her, I was like, I'd prefer if you didn't do this more often, but I would really appreciate it if you started doing this. I'm not gonna say what it is. It's kind of private information. It's nothing bad. It's just doesn't need to be said on a podcast.
Okay.
Just saying.
I'm nervous now,
That's
but
just
okay.
between us.
Yeah, just between us and the lights and the camera.
It's not bad at all.
Okay.
I think it doesn't need to be said.
Okay. Yeah, privacy.
Yeah. But she was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I have been doing that, and I will stop. You're absolutely correct, and that was wrong of me. Very unlike me as well. So I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm just like, well, that's great, and she hasn't done it since.
Very good.
Yes.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like you work at a car place. Like people come in to get their tires done and their oil changed. They get all this preventative maintenance done on their car, but ain't nobody doing it in their relationships.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Got to be doing that kind of stuff. And
you do so well with taking good care of your car. Why is your relationship any different? That's kind of silly.
Well, you know what? Here's what I want to do. I want to put a bow on this show.
Bow in the show.
Bow on this show. Yeah. What do you? I feel like since we Hmm.
Mm.
Try this question on for size.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you realize, do you, do you realize that since doing this podcast, you have gone through 2 life transitions?
What was what?
Newly graduated high school, started a full-time job, is now going back to part-time work, starting school again for EMT training
In a week.
in a week. Think of what's happened in 90 days. Like that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a big pill of change to swallow.
Yeah.
I mean, and since we've been doing it's just this show alone since we started recording, like for right now as you and I are speaking, those are the bookends right now.
uh-huh.
Like the exit of this thing you call high school, right?
Yeah.
And now all the way over here to where, holy cow, like life's going to get really, really real.
Yeah.
It already has, but
It really has.
and now more so.
Yeah.
So it's what's crazy is you'll be able to go back and listen to these when you're like 30 if you ever want to.
Oh, of course I will.
Yeah. You're going to hear that voice crack that you just did too.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, don't feel bad. I always tell people like to be like, man, I've been listening to you for the full 10 years. And I'm like, I'm so sorry for those first 18 months.
I do remember you saying that.
I always joke and I'm like, sorry for the first year. I really like even the intro music alone.
Oh my gosh. If
Frodo.
that really sounds like those editing platforms that we had in school.
That's
like,
what they were, I think.
It sounds like WeVideo. Like if you don't know what that is, it's like a
I think that's what we used. I think that's what
Really?
the producer actually used.
WeVideo.
Yeah. I'm not even kidding. We're going back to 2015.
Oh my gosh.
So like
It
it
does.
was older technology even there.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I've joked around with people that I was like, man, I should take like the first 2 years down. And I still will go back. Like every now and again, I'll go on our platform and I'll look to see how many downloads people downloaded the first 10 episodes, like for the past month, and the numbers are still like fairly high. I'm
Yeah.
like, why are you all listening to this?
I remember
I sucked.
just like maybe 3
Still
weeks
do.
ago. Whatever. I remember like 3 weeks ago I was like, Dad, you got any like really old podcasts from like 2015 around still? He was like, sadly, yes. I was like, what do you mean? I'm sure they were great. And you're like, no. And you found one, and the intro is probably the worst part. And I listened to it, I was like, what is this music? And then like the energy you gave off with your voice.
Oh, I just can't. I can't even think about that right now.
Everyone go listen to his old stuff and then DM him about it. Be like, remember this one?
Why would you want to listen to the old stuff when you can hear it right here? I'm kidding. I didn't talk like that, but no, I didn't know what the heck I was even. I mean, of course I've been doing it now for a decade, but like I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. But everything we always do is so organic, like our podcast. Like we have our topic, but the conversation is very organic. We don't really know sometimes the twists and turns that it's going to take us. Same way I do it on the podcast when I interview somebody. It's been that way for as long as I can remember now. But like the first 2 years, I think I was like legitimately like I would print off like my questions and stuff like that. Like all this homework I would do on people, and I'd be like paging through it. Like I'm talking like in the old days, like 9 years ago. And I'd be like paging through stuff. And like sometimes like they would be done answering their question and just very robotically I would go to the next question. Like I was some sort of like reporter. It was really weird. And now I wouldn't even think to do that. Now it's like a super organic conversation.
I'd say you've definitely gotten very far in this. Just with everything, like especially with your intro music.
I like this one. I'm thinking about even maybe changing it up again. I'm not really sure. We'll see.
Well, you've changed it like 3 times. I
I
like it
have.
also.
I have my buddy Ryan Mickler over at Order of Man. He still has the same intro music
Really?
as he did when he first started, like 10 years ago. Which I mean, it's still pretty good.
Was it better than your old one?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, dude.
I don't know. The first year of you doing this, I'm pretty good.
Look, let's get one thing straight. The Muppet intro was better than my intro music.
I would agree.
Although if I would have had the Swedish chef in there, like doing something,
Bork,
like with a shotgun and like a friggin' chicken would fall from the ceiling or something, and you could never understand a word that guy said. But like he was the best. Like he was. You always looked. You were so excited when he came on.
Yes,
but you knew exactly what he was gonna say because it was the same bork stuff. You knew he was going to kill something on accident.
Or use a crazy high weapon for just... It's something stupid. Like he used a bazooka for the flipping a patty.
Oh, he did, man.
Something random.
Flipping a patty.
Flipping a pancake.
But my God, man, like he was the best. Like, but anyway, like we're going off on so many tangents right now. But yeah, the intro music, I think the Muppets had a better intro music than I did in the first. But anyway, okay, we are going to end this show and we are going to end this month. In next month, we do not have a theme as of yet. But how dare we? I know, but the audience doesn't know this. Like we still got like 3 weeks left in the month. Yeah. This is the last show they hear but so we got 3 weeks. 3 weeks to prep. So, but everything we mentioned, go check out Larry's Lemonade. The first form, Larry's Strawberry Lemonade. It's like I said, I'll have the hydration sticks in the show notes for you, as well as the creatine that I take. The strawberry lemonade with the creatine, it's delicious. I actually look forward to it every single morning. Go to thedadedge.com/1358 for this show. What I'm also going to do and put in there as well, we mentioned a few things about marriage. And what I want you guys to do is head on over to the Dad Edge. Well, I'll just have a link in the show notes for you guys. I'll have a link for 25 intimate conversation starters that's totally free, but I'll have that in show notes as well. Ethan, this was awesome. I have a blast doing this every week.
Me too. I look forward to them all the time.
I know it's my favorite 42 minutes and 6 seconds. It's my favorite.
7 seconds. 8 seconds.
You're a couple behind.
Oh, dang it.
All right. Well, I love you, man.
Love you too.
All right, gentlemen, go out. Live legendary. Take care.